back. Well, this week is Child Passenger Safety Week, a time to remind everyone the importance of keeping Keiki safe in vehicles. And this weekend, that will be recognized at the Child Safety Fair in Waipio. Joining us now with more is Michelle Saito, President and CEO of Dietrich Insurance. Good morning, Michelle. Welcome back.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here.
Thanks for being here. Very important to talk about this. This whole week is Passenger Safety Week.
Yes.
And tell us more about that.
Yeah, so it just gives us an opportunity to remind parents with young children the importance of properly installing the right kind of car seat or booster seat to keep their children safe, because car crashes are the leading causes of death for children. So,
and it's very important because a lot of times parents, and I think we're all guilty of it, we think that we have that car seat or booster on correctly, fastened tightly and safely. And a lot of times it's not.
That's right, and I'm glad you're pointing that out, because I think that's the important thing to know, that we think that the car seat's installed right, but most times it's not. So at this car safety fair, the sponsor tells me that 80 to 90% of the car seats need some kind of adjustment.
Wow.
So yeah, so that means there's a lot of car seats where the kids are not at the safest, right? So.
And the statistics, they don't lie. It says that when properly installed, car seats can reduce the risk of fatal injury in a crash by 71% for infants and 54% for toddlers.
Oh, yeah. So very, very important for us to get those seats in correctly.
Not just the seats in correctly, but I think it's also important to remind parents and grandparents about the ages of when you can put your child in a booster, when it's okay. Because a lot of times, we move them too fast. We want them to get in that booster so fast.
That's right. And they probably want to get out of those car seats. But
yes,
so under 4, they need to be in the car seat, and from 4 to 8, they probably need to be either in a car seat or booster. But a lot of them like to get into the booster at that point.
Now, we go by age, but again, it does depend on the height and the weight, because some kids are bigger, some are smaller. So it's always good to kind of maybe go and check this weekend, right?
And I think there's a lot of information online if they want to check the specifics, because I think there are weight and height type restrictions also, or guidance,
And this is always just the first step, making sure that you have your car seats or booster in, fastened correctly and safely, because child safety, it doesn't end there.
Yes, so even as they're older, what we want to do is we want to build good habits in them, even as adults. You know, it does save a lot of lives. So just remember, until they're 13, they need to be riding in the back seat of the car, and let's please encourage them. Good habits, wear those car seats, because I think like maybe 40% of the deaths of children are related to them not wearing car seats.
And this Saturday, there's an event that will help us remind about safety and how to fasten these car seats in properly.
Yeah, so we have this child safety fair. It's going to be at Waipio Shopping Center from 10 to 1, and we're going to have the Kapiolani Medical expert team, and they're going to be doing car seat inspections. And so really, I want to encourage people to come on down. The experts will be there, and they're going to check to make sure that the car seats, right car seats, and they got them properly installed. And so they'll kind of give you tippers as a parent. And like I just remind you, they're telling me 80 to 90% of the car seats are not installed totally properly, so they're going to help. So it's first come, first serve. You don't need reservations. So just come on down. It's worth the time to keep our Keiki safe.
And it's free.
And it's free. So we want to invite folks to come down. Go ahead.
No, I just want to remind everyone that this is not just for parents, but also grandmas, grandpas, mamas, papas, you know, anyone who might watch or transport a child or an infant.
If you're using a car seat, especially if you don't use it regularly, this is probably a good thing to go to. Because even as a parent, when I had my daughter, I took myself to one of these car inspections. I thought I had it right, but they gave me some good suggestions. It was too loose. I needed to tighten it up. So you know what? Please, even if you think you're doing it right, it's good to double check.
I think we're all guilty of that. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
And again, that event is this Saturday. It's the Child Safety Fair. It's happening from 10 to 1 at the Waipio Gentry Shopping Center in Central Oahu. So very important to double check to keep the Keiki safe. Thanks again, Michelle, for stopping by.
Thank you so much.